Good morning, all of you. Welcome to Geography class and welcome back again in chapter number 18, that is Natural Resources. This is the second part of the same chapter, and in this video, we are going to read about the natural vegetation and conservation of these natural vegetations by following methods. So let's read about the natural vegetation first. The groups of plants which have developed in area without any human interference is called natural vegetations. And the growth of the natural vegetation is largely depends on a variety of factors such as climate of a place, relief features of that place, soils and amount of precipitation. Now some of the steps to conserve natural vegetations. First is afforestation. Afforestation means converting back the previously cleared forest land to the forest again, and it involves planting of the trees on a large scale and it restores ecology of the region. Then spreading awareness. Mass awareness should be created for the sustainable use of the forest resources. People should make aware of the consequences, harmful consequences of cutting the forest, particularly among those people who are still dependent on the forest resources. Next step is habitat protection. Forests provide shelter to the species of the trees which cannot grow elsewhere. Thus, forests need to be protected to save our precious and vulnerable species of the trees. And by following the legal measures like Forest Act should be formulated by the government to protect the natural vegetation. Now let's read about the wildlife. Wildlife refers to animals, birds and other organisms that live in their natural habitat. It is a significant part of our ecosystem. A huge number of animals, birds, reptiles and other microorganisms live in the thick forested areas. And in India, it has about 89,000 species of animals and 1,200 species of birds. These animals are collectively known as the wildlife or fauna of a country. Conservation of wildlife can be done by using the following methods, such as several biosphere reserves are established to preserve the genetic diversity of these wild animals. Then national parks, wildlife sanctuaries are made to protect our wildlife. Animals and birds trading should be prohibited. As we all know, we obtained energy from two different sources, renewable energy and non-renewable energy sources. So, renewable energy sources refers to all those limitless energy sources that are present in the nature, such as sun, wind and water, and these resources are present in the nature and are replenished or they never run out. So we'll be reading the renewable resources of energy. First, let's read about solar energy. This energy derived from the sun's rays is called solar energy. And in this process, the sun's rays are trapped in the solar cells to generate solar energy. Like any other forms of the energy, the solar energy also needs to be converted into electricity. And this is done by using the photovoltaic cells, and these are semiconductors that convert sun's energy directly into electricity. And solar energy is widely used in heating water, street lighting, traffic signals, sterilizing cans, milk bottles, solar cookers and solar dryer, etc. The distributions of the use of solar energy. They are widely used in the place which have abundant of sun. It is widely used in the Rajasthan and Gujarat in India, the place which receives sun's rays most of the time. The countries that lie in the tropical zones have high potential of solar energy. Then another source of energy is wind energy. Moving wind possesses great energy in motion, and these strong winds can rotate windmills. It has enough power to rotate windmills which are connected to generators which produce electricity when it moves. Windmills are used for grinding to generate power to various purposes such as industrial, agricultural uses, and the reason having a number of windmills are called wind farms. These farms are generally found in the coastal areas and near mountain passes. Now let's read about non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those resources that have a limited stock, and these resources sooner or later going to be used up. Once exhausted, these resources cannot be replenished, and they form in a millions of years. Therefore, they should be used wisely. Because they are in danger. The future of the next generation are not going to get it if it is used recklessly or carelessly. Metals and minerals are the best examples of non-renewable resources. Now let's discuss about some of the non-renewable resources. The first one is coal. Coal is formed from the remains of the decayed plant, trees, leaves, and grasses. The coal formation takes millions of years, generally found in the sedimentary rocks, and coal is used as a basic energy resource in a number of industries. In India, coal is mainly found in Dhanbad, Bokaro, Jharia, and Raniganj. Now next is petroleum. Petroleum is extracted from the organic materials trapped in the sedimentary rocks, and these rocks lie along the margins of young-fold mountains, coastal areas, and at the offshore regions. During the processing of the crude oil, a number of useful products are also produced, such as plastics, lubricants, wax, Vaseline, kerosene, diesel, and petrol are some of the examples of the byproducts of petroleum. And due to its great significance, petroleum is also known as black gold. Now let's read about the difference between renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources can be renewed or replenished in a short period of time, but non-renewable resources are limited and takes millions of years to form. Some renewable resources are solar energy, wind energy, and non-renewable resources are not unlimited. Example, minerals and fossil fuels. Renewable resources can be renewed under the sustainable environmental conditions, but non-renewable resources cannot be renewed. Solar, geothermal, wind energy along with the biomass and hydropowers are the good examples of renewable energy. Petroleum products, hydrocarbon, gas liquids, natural gas, coal, and nuclear energies are examples of non-renewable energy. Conservation of the resources. As we have already read that the natural resources, both renewable and non-renewable, should be used wisely. Presently, there is a continuous rise in the population. Moreover, and due to the scientific and technological progress, human beings are using these resources at a much larger scale. And as a result of this excessive exploitation, the non-renewable resources could not be exist in the near future. On the other hand, the renewable resources are also in danger due to the environmental pollution. We have to conserve our natural resources for the future generations. Using these natural resources carefully and scientifically is called conservation of the resources. Wastage of natural resources would be dangerous for existence of mankind. So that's all in this chapter. Thank you.